Hello everyone, my name is J. Koteshwar Rao. Today our concept is design of the piston. In this concept, what we are going to learn. First one is what is the piston? A piston is a disc which reciprocates inside the engine cylinder. So that is the general definition of piston. And next one is the function of the piston. The basic function of the piston to receive the impulse from expanding gases and transfer to the crankshaft with the help of connecting rod attachment. So that is the basic function of the piston. And next one, what are the materials are suitable to design the piston? You know, a piston is reciprocates inside the engine cylinder. In the last concept, we are already discussed about the cylinder. In engine cylinder, the maximum amount of temperature generated. So a piston also reciprocates inside the engine cylinder. So that's why it is the mandatory to withstand the maximum amount of temperature, both cylinder and as well as the piston. So that's why based on that content, a selection of the material are also important. Here generally we prefer a cast iron material, cast alloy materials, and as well as cast steel materials. In further formats, we have preferred forged alloy materials and forged steel materials. So these are the materials are suitable to design the piston. In a moderate engines, a maximum preferred a cast iron material to design the piston. So this is about the materials. And next one, what are the parts? What are the parts involved in the piston? So if you find out, this is the arrangement of the piston. Here some parts are involved. The first one is the head of the piston. Head of the piston. This is called the head of the piston. Generally, the shape of the piston head is like a flat or concave or convex shape. Based on the shape is based on the design of the combustion chamber. So this is about the piston head. And next one is the piston rings. So what is the need of the piston rings? Here the basic need of the piston rings are to prevent the leakages inside the engine cylinder. So that's why we have preferred the piston rings. Here we have preferred generally two types of piston rings. One is the oil rings and another one is the compression rings. These are the two types of piston rings we are preferred in engine. And next one, skirt, a piston skirt. If you find out this diagram, this portion is called a piston skirt. So why we are preferred or why we are use the piston skirt? When we are find out the working of the engine, the piston is reciprocates inside the engine cylinder with the help of, that means with the attachment of connecting rod. The function of the skirt is it is act as a bearing between the connecting rod and as well as the engine cylinder. Why? Because here some thrust will be generated. So that way the piston skirt act as a bearing here. So these are the parts, and one more is there, that is the piston pin. Piston pin. Here it is another part in the piston. The basic function of the piston pin is to attach the piston and as well as the connecting rod. So that is the basic function of the piston pin here. So these are the parts involved in the piston. Okay, and next concept is what are the design steps involved in the piston. So this is about the little bit of theoretical introduction related to the piston. And next concept, what are the design steps involved in the piston and how we are going to derive that each and every step. So go to the next concept. Design steps involved in the piston. If you find out this diagram, we are going to design the first step. It is the thickness of the piston head. So that is the first step involved in the design of piston. So see that one. First one is the thickness of the piston head. It is the first step in the design of piston. If you find out this one, the piston head is designed with the help of two forms. The first one is the based on the material, based on selection of the material for the piston, and next one is the heat dissipation. So how much amount of heat dissipated during the working of the piston. So based on these two conditions, we are going to design the thickness of the piston head. So this is the first step in the design of piston, and go to the next step. And next one we are going to design here. It is called, this portion is called rib of the piston. So that way, how much amount of the thickness consists of the rib. So that is the T2 here. Next step is the thickness of piston rib. It is the second step here. What is the thickness consists of this rib? It is the second step and it is denoted by T suffix 2. And next step is go to the next step. The next one is the, we are going to find out the T3. So what is the T3? The T3 indicates the radial thickness of the piston rings. It is the third step here. Radial thickness of piston rings. So it is denoted by T3. So this is called the radial thickness of the piston rings. When we get the T2, it is easy to find out the radial thickness of piston rings. And go to the next one. That is the T4. This is called T4. That means what is the axial thickness of the piston rings? It is the axial thickness of piston rings. It is denoted by T4. When we know the radial thickness of the piston rings, it is easy to find out the what is the axial thickness of piston rings. So this is about the fourth step, and one more step is here. That is the, if you find out this one, it is the depth of the ring groove. So what is the depth of ring groove, it is the fifth step here. It is nothing but radial depth of ring groove So it is denoted by small b. So when we know axial and radial thickness of the piston rings, it is easy to find out the radial depth of ring groove. So this is the fifth step here, and go to the sixth one. And next one is the sixth one, that is this portion. That means what is the portion is consists of here, that is called the barrel. Here what is the thickness of barrel at the top end of the piston. So that's why it is the sixth step, thickness of barrel at top plane. It is denoted by T5 here. So when we know radial depth of ring groove and as well as piston rings thickness, it is easy to find out the thickness of barrel at top plane. So this is the sixth step. Next one is the in the last step we are derived what is the thickness of barrel at top end, and next we are going to find out the thickness of the barrel at free end. You know, a piston consists of two ends. One is the free end and another one is the closed end, and this is the shape of trunk type piston. Okay, so see that one, a sixth one, sorry, it is the seventh step here, that is the thickness of barrel at free end. So it is denoted by T6. When we know the thickness of barrel at top end, it is easy to find out the thickness of barrel at free end. So this is the seventh step here, and go to the next step. It is the eighth one. If you find out this one, at the free end of the piston to a starting point of the piston rings, this portion is called slit of the piston. So next we are going to find out the what is the length of the slit. So that is the step here, length of the slit. So it is denoted by L suffix S. So when we know the piston top end and free ends, with the help of that, it is easy to find the what is the length of the slit. And go to the next one. It is the ninth step here. After completion of length of the slit, we are going to focus on what is the length of the ring section. So here we are fixing the rings, oil rings and as well as the compression rings. So how much amount of length they are required? So that is the length of the ring section. So length of ring section, it is denoted by L suffix R. So this is the ninth step here, and go to the next one. What is the length of top plane? This is called the top plane of the piston. Here how much amount of length it consists? So that is the next step here, length of the top plane. So it is denoted by L suffix T. In general manner, it L suffix T, that is equal to T1. So what is the thickness of the piston head? That is equal to length of the top line. So this is the step here, and go to the next one. What is the length of the piston? This is the next step. If you find out this one, we are already derived what is the length of the screed and what is the length of the ring section and what is the length of the top line. By adding these three, we get the what is the total length of the piston. So go to the next step. So see that one. Length of piston, it is denoted by L suffix P. So how we get the length of the piston here? By adding the length of the screed, length of the ring section and as well as the length of the top line. The sum of these three lengths, we get the total length of the piston. This is about length of the piston. And go to the next one. So that is the final step here. Diameter of the piston pin. So diameter of piston pin. So it is denoted by small d. So here we are using the piston pin for the purpose of join the piston and as well as the connecting rod. So that's why it is the mandatory to find out the what is the diameter of the piston pin. This is the final step. So these are the steps involved in the design of the piston. And next we are going to discuss about what are the formulation, that means what are the formulas involved in the each and every step of piston, and next how we are going to derive them, and after that how to solve a practical problem based on the design of piston. So this is about today class. Thank you.